This is the purple belt video, the materials and the belt requirements that you'll need in order to advance to red belt during this adjusted virtual learning time. So I've taken the purple belt kata, hand godan, and squished it down into a kata that I'm calling Patan 6. Patan being the Japanese word for pattern. Alright, so instead of doing olive heian godan, we're going to be doing Patan 6. So first I'm going to go through the new techniques. In purple belt, you have 3 new blocks and a new strike. Alright, and then I will go over the Patan. So first, we have our new blocks. We have a high X block. So if you remember from green belt, you had the low X block. Let me apologize in advance for all my camera adjusting. Low X block came here. High X block is going to go high, and we're going to do it with an open hand, with 2 open hands. So starts here at your hips and up. At the hips and up. Pretty simple. You have a high-low block. And in my opinion, it should be called a middle-low block because you're blocking with a middle block and a low block at the same time, but it's called a high-low block. So, either way. So when I do the high-low block, I'm going to start in my X chamber, and I'm going to pull one hand to a middle block and the other hand to a low block. I'm going on my sides, okay? So if you remember the scissor block that came here, this is going to the sides. All right? X, one goes high, one goes low. You have a mountain block, which starts in an X and comes up sort of like you're making muscles, but you're blocking in the middle of both of your sides. So X and up. It's a mountain block. And then you have an upset spear hand strike. So the way our spear hand strikes go, we do it in a vertical, okay, straight up and down. Fingers are still going to be nice and tight. Thumb's still going to be tucked nice to the side. But it's going to start at our hip, open hand, and it's going to come up. All right, so sort of like an uppercut punch. You want to add a little power in that, you can face your palm down and get that twist in it. Okay? With the other hand, more powerful, advanced way, or you could just come straight up to. All right, this is going to be powerful enough in itself. So one more time on the techniques. We got a high X block, our high-low block, our mountain block, and our upset spear hand. Okay? Now onto the Patan. Patan 6. I will talk through it and go very slowly, explain everything that I'm doing. And just know that I'm going to be doing the mirror image. So when I say you're going to your left, I'm actually going to my right and vice versa. So that way when you're doing it along with me at home, you'll be going the correct direction. Okay? So I start ski, re, us, and yoi. I'm going to get into a horse stance. My knees bent. I'm going to start with my left. I'm going to do a middle block, and then I'm going to punch across my body. And then I'm going to chamber my hands at my left hip, middle block to the right, punch across the body. I'm going to step my left foot forward. I'm going to do a low X block into a high X block. Left hand Shuto chop or knife hand strike. Right hand punch. Let me just go through that part again. Ski, re, us, yoi. For my horse stance, chamber my hands on my right hip, middle block to the left, punch to the left across your body. Chamber those hands at your left hip, middle block to the right, punch across your body. Step forward or step backwards, however you need to adjust your space according to where you're practicing this, but make sure your left foot's in front of you. Low X block, high X block, knife hand strike, punch. Okay? That's the first half or so. From there, I'm going to take my back foot. I'm going to cross it behind my front foot. So it's my right foot crossing behind my left foot into an X stance. I think you should be able to see my feet. I'm in an X stance, and I'm going to do a mountain block. Then I'm going to uncross them, cross my left foot behind my right foot into an X stance, and do another mountain block. So putting that all together from the beginning, nice and slow. I'll go nice and slow, but I'm not going to talk through it. Okay, at the end of it, I'm going to be going to my left. That's my left. This is your left. So I'm going to be going to your left with, I'm going to get into a front stance. Okay? A left front stance. With an upset spear hand. Okay? I'm using my back hand for that upset spear hand. And then I'm going to adjust to a back stance and do my high-low block. Okay, so again, coming from that second mountain block, I'm going into a left front stance, right hand, upset spear hand, adjust my stance so I'm in a back stance, high-low block. Then I'm going to turn to my right. I'm going to use my left hand, upset spear hand, adjust to a back stance, high-low block. Yame, ski, and ran. Okay, so I'm going to go through the whole kata once, talking you through it, just like I was. Then I'm going to go through the whole kata, regular speed, silent. So ski, ray, us, yoi. Horse stance, middle block to the left, punch across your body. Chamber your hands on your left hip, middle block to the right, punch across your body. Going towards the front in a left front stance. Low X block, high X block. Left hand, chop, right hand, punch. Crossing my back foot behind my front foot. So that's my left, or my right foot, excuse me, behind my left foot. Mountain block. Uncross, cross the opposite way. Left foot behind my right foot. Mountain block. Going to my left in a left front stance. Right hand, upset spear hand. Adjust your feet to a back stance. High-low block. Going to my right with my right foot in front of me. Left hand, upset spear hand. Adjust my stance. High-low block. Yame. Ski. Hooray. Us. I'll do it full speed now, regular speed. One time facing you, one time facing away from you. I might have to adjust the camera in there, so again, bear with me. Us. Okay, facing away from you this time. I want you to really make sure you can see my feet and how they're adjusting in those stances. This. Whoops. My apologies, start over. That's a horse stance, not a back stance. This. Yes. And that's Patan 6. Make sure you're practicing it regularly. Go over the segments a little bit at a time. So do the first part. Make sure you have that down. It's in your head. You don't have to stop and think about it. Repeat to remember. We're training our brains. Get it in that hippocampus. All right, the more you practice it, the longer you're going to remember it. Okay? You know how to get a hold of me if you have any other questions.